Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
Dear
ma'am.
students, from today, your BHIC class will going to start, and your counselor is Mr. Srikanth Patel. He is a very experienced teacher, and he will help you. So, dear student, you will continue your class up to 9th January. This course will be going to run. So I request Mr. Srikanth Patel to continue his class. Okay, thank you.
Hello, good evening, dear students. I wish
Good evening,
happy
sir.
New Year to you. Today we have start our class BHIC 133, total chapter 18. We have uh, start our chapter 1, 2, and 3 today, and after that, three chapters continue. So the first chapter is trends in history writing. How to write history. So we know Herodotus is the father of history, and he wrote the histories. Then Thucydides, he was wrote about the Peloponnesian War. Like in medieval Indian history, Ziauddin Barani and Abul Fazal. Ziauddin Barani, during the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and Firoz Shah and Abul Fazal during the time of Akbar. Barani's time is 1285 to 1358 CE, and Abul Fazal is 1551 to 1602. That the trends in history writing is a the Indian history three-page, that is called ancient, medieval, and modern. In medieval period, in ancient period, that is called Hindu period, the Muslim period, then the modern period. The Muslim period is called as Sultanate period, and the British period, the modern period is called British period. So, though we were discussed about three basic questions: understanding of the history of medieval historians. Then, for this Barani and Abul Fazal is most important. Then the second question is, where did they write? What was the purpose of their writings? These writings were either writing in a desire of fame, to please their patrons, and at times for rewards, while a few wrote for living records for prosperity. The third dominant aspect was that writings of dominant the religious discord, God Almighty's will was central of all happenings. So, how should one write history? What is the process of writing history? That is called historiography, the writing of history. Some of the medieval historians or chronicles, particularly Ziauddin Barani and Abul Fazal, were aware of the importance of history writings. We have also knowledge about history writings, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Puranas, like this. The medieval historians like Ziauddin Barani and Abul Fazal writings about the importance of history. They were know about the dated honestly, they know about its danger. When you are not properly wrote, that it was danger for everyone. With the Mughals, there come further qualitative changes, particularly during this period. The figure of Abul Fazl looms large with the emphasis of rational and secular approach of history writings. History is all about changes. We know that history is all about changes. Through focus of medieval historians, what one dynastic histories, they were aware of changes from one dynasty over the other and often relationship among groups like changes of ideas, institutions, and others. Then, particularly Arabic language. Arabic was the language of the Islamic world. So the earliest available historical writings of the period were written in Arabic. K.A. Nizami, chapter number 14. K.A. Nizami rightly puts it had the Arab traditions. The Arab language it wrote, and it was called Arab traditions. It was a history of a biography of a nations, and their narrative not just revolved around the story of the rulers, not just history of the rulers, the king. The history around the life of the common man. They wrote about the common man, their political, social, economic, art and architecture, etc. So, the history of the age, the chain of narrators, Isnad, called as Isnad, was another important features of the Arabic historiography. Then, the Persian and the Arabic. The tradition of Isnad evolved and got invented in the context of Al-Baduri, Fatah al-Baldon, and Al-Masudi. That is called a new dimension of adding history with geography got introduced. Masudi himself was a great traveler who even visited India and Sri Lanka. While penning down his work, he added his own travel experiences and geographical knowledge of various regions. Cause and effect theory, interpretations like that. Then, the second is the Persian. That is called, either we have discussed Arabic, that court politics and politics, Al-Masibi, Egypt, Al-Qadri, Spain, like that Arabic dynastic histories, they wrote about the chronology of the king, their ancestors. They have got the idea about the chronology. And Al-Utbi, that is called Tariq-i-Yamini. He wrote Tariq-i-Yamini and Ibn Khaldun's, that is called dynastic histories. Then second is the Persian historiography. He wrote about Persian language, that is their political, socio-religious history, then dynastic histories, kings and aristocracy. Then Siraj wrote Tabaqat-i-Nasri. Then Barani wrote two excellent books, Tariq-i-Firoz Shahi and Fatwa-i-Jahangiri. Then Mutamad Khan, then Iqbal-nama-i-Jahangiri, then Firdusi, Church-nama, then Mu'min Qasim, Hasan Nizami, Tajul Masir, he wrote Tajul Masir. Then Church-nama by Ali Kufi, Arabic style, in Arabic style. Then page number 15, we have discussed past official history. Hasan Nizami work can be called past official history. Wrote about the history, how to write history and the history writing, the style of history writing, how he manage all these things or contribute all these things in history. Hasan Nizami work can be called past official history. It covers the period from the establishment of the Delhi Sultanate up to 1191 to 92 up to 1929 CE. Minhaj-i-Siraj, Tabaqat-i-Nasri, dedicated to Sultan Nasruddin Muhammad, is that. Then Amir Khusru, Quran-us-Sadin, then Kakaba, then Bhugra Khan, Khajir Khan, Asika, that is called, and we have first starting discuss about Ziauddin Barani 1285 to 1358. Ziauddin Barani was a prolific writer. His work reflects his profound scholarship. Tariq-i-Firoz-Shahi and Fatwa-i-Jahandari 1335 to 1337, and Saifa-i-Naat Muhammadi. Then political chronicles Mughals period. Jain Khan, Tagut Babri, and Khawan Mir Khurrami Humayun to Tariq Shah Alam by Muna Lal. Then Nijamuddin Ahmad Tabaqat-i Akbari 1582 to 1592. Then about Akbar, the author died in October 1594. Nizamuddin was divided his Tabaqat into 9 regions. Tabaqat-i-Nasri is divided into 9 regions, particularly 9 regions called as Tabqa section, that is called Delhi, Gujarat, Agra, Bengal, Malwa, Jaunpur, Sindh, Kashmir and Multan. The 9 regions. He intended to write separately on each of them. That is called Akbar Empire, 3,200 Qasba and 120 cities. Muqtakab ul Tawarik against Harris and the innovations of Akbar region. He wrote the book secretly to present the so-called true version of the events. That is called 3 volumes. The book is on 3 volumes. The first covers from the age of Sabkutadin to Humayun, and the second is with Akbar's region. He laments the annihilation of Islam in Akbar region, and the third volume is in the form of Tadhikira and provides biographical accounts of Masils, ulama, poets and others. Then Mutawad Khan, Ikmal Nama-i-Jahangiri, he wrote 3 volumes. Then Abdul Hamid Lohri, Passa Nama, Muhammad Sheikh Kamo Amali Sali, then Muhammad Kazim, Alamgir Nama, then Saki Muskit Khans, Masiri Alamgiri, then Sujan Rai Bhan, Khalad Us Sian, then Kafi Khan, Mutalik ul Lubas, then Bhimsen Nuskai Dilkhusa. He wrote Dilkhusa. Then Abul Fazl, 1551 to 1602. That Abul Fazl, as a younger brother of Faizi and son of the great scholar Sheikh Mubarak Nagauri of Nagauri, was not just a secretary but the good friends of Akbar. He joined Akbar's court in 1574, chapter number 19, 1919. A year before Ibadat Khana was established, and Abul Fazl wrote Aini Akbari and Akbar Nama. In the 46th regnal year of Akbar, in the 47th regnal year, Abul Fazl got assassinated by Bir Singh Deobundela. Assassinated, he was murdered, and Ain was completed in the 42nd regnal year. A section on Berar was added in the 43th regnal year. Then Ain Akbari was 5 books. First deals with the imperial establishment. Second discusses the army. Third elaborates on various officers' duties, details, revenue rates, and Suba-wise statistics. Then Ain is written in the form of a gazetteer. That through Abul Fazl's styles of history writing lies within the framework of Persian historiography. People was partial and limited. The people were admitted into the charm circle of a historian study, not a matter of right, as the Arab historians had done, but as a necessary because incomplete and inspired. Then Akbar, as an ideal monarch and perfect man, he called as by his Akbar Nama and Aini Akbari. Then some memoirs, we have some discussed memoirs, meaning memorable diary of its own, that is called biography. That is called Babar Nama, Humayun Pasha, Fatwa-i-Firoz-Shahi, then K.A. Nizami, then Babar, Tajuki Babri or Babar Nama, written originally in Chagatai Turkish can truly be called the only true autobiography in the Islamic literature, that is called Babarnama, the Babar's Memoirs. Then Gulbadan Begum, daughter of Babar, wrote Humayun Nama. Then Jahangir, Tajuki Jahangiri, 2 volumes, 12th regnal year, he wrote in 12th regnal year. Then Insa, that is called series of letters. The court have some letters available with a source, that is called Insa, and epistology tradition or epistographic traditions. Insa literally means creation. However, in the medieval period, it denotes personal letters, state correspondence. They provide first-hand information on the working of administration as well as prevailing socio-cultural conditions. Then we have discussed about Amir Khusru. Style of Insa writing is highly ornate. Insa Maru is comparatively written in simple form. Then Rasuddin Fajlullah, Maktabat-i Risidi. Then Insa Marus is a collection of Marus' personal correspondence. Then it wrote about nature of taxes, that is called Jizya, Kharaj, Khat, Dangana, Sikh, Idar, Kharaji, that is called types of taxes. Then Insa collections of the Mughal period are too numerous, beginning from Badayul Insa of Hakim Yusufi 1533 to Nigarmana-e Munsi of Malikajada 1683, and then official documents. Then we have the source or how to write history. The official documents, the range of official documents is too wide to count. It includes formans, that is called, formans means the emperor orders. Then nisans, is called orders issued by a prince. Then parwanas, instructions issued by a king to his subordinates. Then Hasbul Hakum, orders issued by a minister at the instruction of an emperor. Then Dasturul Amal, administrative of official regulations, and Dasturul Amals. Then Dasturul Amals are crucial sources of information to know the actual working of the administration. We know about the administration of the Mughals from Dasturul Amals. It is a official documents wrote in this period. Then Dasturul Amals of Jawaharnath Bekus, Dasturul Amal-e Alamgiri, Dasturul Amal-e Nabasandgi, that is called other things. Then Sufi writings, we know from Sufi writings, that is called Malfujat. The 3 types. In the mastic accounts, we find 3 types of literature, that is called Malfujat, then Maktubat, and biographical accounts of the Sufis. Malfujat means letters or the biography. Then Maktubat means letters of disciples, and biographical accounts of the Sufis. There is 3 types. Then foreign travelers accounts. The foreign accounts, the society divided into 3 parts: the literary source, the archaeological source, and the foreign accounts. We have know about the medieval history from the foreign travelers accounts. Then it was first started from Al-Biruni, Kitabul Hind, then Ibn Battuta, he wrote Rehla, then Father Montserrat, then Francisco Pelsaret, then Sir Thomas Roe, 1615 to 1619, an Englishman born in Essex, visited Jahangir Court in 1615. Then Jean Baptiste Tavernier, 1640 to 1667, a jeweler, a diamond merchant, made 6 voyages past, completed in 1640. His account. Then Francisco Banier, then Niccolo Maccuni, 1656 to 1712, a Venetian adventurer, was initially introduced into Dara Sequoia's army as an artilleryman. Then regional history traditions. We have regional history from some sort of other states, that is called from starting from Rajasthan state archives, Bikaner in various Rajasthani dialects. The earliest record is that of 17th century, largely known as Jaipur records. Then consists of formans, nishans, sars, then Akbarat-e-Darbar, then Mula, etc. Then Dastur Kumar is of great help in understanding the caste-based hierarchical structure of the state. Then there are records like form of Bahi, Sanat, Parwana, Bahi, Kagat Bhai, Hasil Bahi, and Jakat Bahi. Then Marwari Monut, Nisans, Marwari, Parganabi, Bigat. That's then from Maharashtra we have 39,000 cloth bundles called rumals. That is called sources from back to Shivaji period. Then we have sources from Adil Shahi and Nizam Shahi periods. Then we have records from Vijayanagar Empire, Krishnadev Rai, Amukta Mulayada. He wrote Amukta Mulayada. Vijayanagar Empire, Krishnadev Rai, the king of Vijayanagar, wrote himself Amukta Mulayada, written in Telugu in poetic form. An immense Devaraya, that is Amukta Mulayada. Then Assam history cannot be understood with the story of Bhuranji literature. Then to study the history of the Kashmir region, Sanskrit was for great importance. Khemendras, Lokopragas develops into the Mishram structure that is called Kalhana, wrote Raja Tarangini, the story of the kings, Kalhana Raja Tarangini of Kashmir. Then we have discussed about other things in this trends in medieval history or history writing. Then the unit second is foundation, expansion and consolidation of Delhi Sultanate. That the 10th century witnessed a westward movement of warlike nomad people inhabiting eastern corners of Asian continents. The Central and West Asia 10 to 12th century, the Turks were the invaders to come to India, and they were the Turks. The invasion of the 13th to 15th centuries involved a kingdom but more precious people of Mongols. The Muhammad of Ghazni or Mahmud of Ghazni's invasion of India, the close of the 10th century, and their capital Delhi, that is called Delhi Sultanate, took over the large parts of northern India of the capital at Delhi. And in more than 2 centuries of existence, Sultanate gave birth to institutions, political, social, and economic, which truly greatly different from the one existing earlier. Muhammad Ghori, then the ruler Muhammad Ghori, 1175 to 1206 CE. He conquered Multan and Sindh in 1175 to 76. Then Ahilwara 1178, then Punjab 1186, then the Battle of Fast Tarain by Chauhan King Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori 1191, then the Battle of Second Tarain 1192 when Prithviraj Chauhan was died. Then he conquered Konauj 1194, then Boyana 1196 CE, then Badon 1197 to 98, then Banaras 1199, then Bundelkhand 12 to 3, then Kalinjar, then Bengal, Bihar 1202-03 CE, then Khokras 1205, and then Muhammad Ghori's sudden death in 1206, 1175 to 1206. Then there are 3 important generals called Tajuddin Yalduj, Nasruddin Kubacha, and Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak ascended the throne of Delhi in 1206 to 1210, and he was ruled in Ajmer, Kannauj, Kalinjar in 1193 to 1203. Then Yalduj ruled in Ghazni and Kubacha ruled in Sindh and Multan. Then Iltutmish period is 1210 to 1236. That is called page number 35. Then Iltutmish quarter century region 1210 to 1236 was distinguished by a constant device to re-establish the Sultanate authority on areas that had been lost. And 1215, Yaltut was defeated at Tarain. In 1217, Iltutmish wrested the province of Lahore from Kuwacha and placed it under its own governor. Within 3 years of his event, the Mongols under Chengiz Khan leadership appeared in the bank of the Indus in pursuit of Jalaluddin Makbarani, the son of Khajimuddin ruler, who had taken refuge in Punjab. Then through the Mongol presence and upset Iltutmish's plan of consolidation of the northwest. As a consequence, Iltutmish was able to siege Bhatinda, Khurram and Sarsuti. About 1228, he launched 2 prolonged attacks on Multan and Uch, defeated Kuwacha, drowned himself in the Indus. Then, rule of the 40, Iltutmish was ruled under the 40 generals called as Turkani Chahalgani, that is called 40 Turkish slave officers of Iltutmish. 12, their region is rule of the 40 is 1236 to 1266. In the main, Borani account is grown both by contemporary developments during 1235 to 1265. Then the accession of Balban 1265 to 1287 provided the Sultanate within the iron wheel ruler. Balban addressed himself to 2 major objectives. His aim was 2 objectives, that is called to raise the prestige of the crown through elaborate court ceremonials, then inculcation of Sanian traditions and distance the ruler from ordinary folks, converting him into a symbol away. Then second is consolidating Turkish power. He consolidated Turkish power. Then rebellions were put down with the determination and administrative procedures were stemmed. Then Mongol problems, that is called page number 36. In this section, our emphasis would be on the Mongol threat on the northwest border. Mongols were the invaders and they have invaded India during the time of Balban and Iltutmish. And we have discussed about Balban's time, also Iltutmish time. And Iltutmish, during Iltutmish time, policy of aloofness, that is called neutral policy. The Delhi Sultan had to face the Mongol threat as early 1221 CE, when already destroying the Khwajarim Empire. And that time it is Atha Malik Juani in the Tariki Jahan Gusha. He wrote about weakness of the Sultanate. These factors compelled Iltutmish to follow the policy of aloofness. Then Chengiz Khan, the Mongol invader, reported to have sent his envoy to Iltutmish court. And after that, Iltutmish changed the policy of aloofness to appeasement, that is called demands, and was the result of the expansion of the Sultanate. He conquered Lahore and Multan, which exposed the Sultanate directly to the Mongol incursion with no buffer state left behind them. Then, between 1240 to 66, the Mongols for the first time embarked upon the policy of annexation of India. Then they have annexed India. The Mongols, the leadership of Chengiz Khan, the golden phase of mutual non-aggression with Delhi ended during this phase. And the main reason was the change in the situation in Central Asia. The Mongol Khan of Transconia found it difficult to feed the might of the Persian. Then 1241, page number 4, Tair Bahadur invaded Lahore and completely destroyed the city. Then force and diplomacy against the Mongols. He took some measures to strengthen his line of defense, force of Bhatinda. forts of Bhatinda and other So we have started Mongol problems and policy of illness, Iltutmish, and then policy of appeasement or demand by Iltutmish. Then the force and diplomacy against the Mongols. He took some measures to strengthen his line, and he repaired the forts of Bhatinda, Sunam, and Savana were enforced to check any Mongol advance beyond Beas. He reported all these officers to check the Mongol invasions, and then the Mongols did not show much interest to occupy Delhi, and they have not occupied Delhi till Iltutmish time. Then the Delhi Sultanate succeeded in tackling the Mongols' problems and contents Mongol attacks preached Alauddin to think of a permanent solution. Then the time of Khilji's period. Then it was started to Khilji periods. Then Alauddin to think of a permanent solution in during the time of Alauddin Khilji. That is the permanent solution. He picked up the permanent solution and equipped a hawk standing army and strengthened the frontier forts. And as a result, the Mongols were repulsed in 1306 and 1308. Another reason for the Mongol revival was the death of Dawa Khan in 1306. Then political consequences of the Turkish conquest of India. That is called consequences, the results behind this of Turkish conquest of India. The Turkish conquest of India brought about some far-reaching changes in the political, economic, and social condition of India. That is called centralized state, ultimate power of Sultan. Before the Turkish conquest of India, there is some parts, there is a small parts of India ruled by the kings, and revenue assignments were collected from that state, and that is called Mukti. The Ikta system in India is greater than Mukti, than Ikta system. Then, unlike the pre-Turkish system, the land grants had acquired permanent rights of ownership. Then Pata system, the land had own honor, called as Pata system. Then the Ikta system, Ikta means a small province that is ruled by the king or the sultan in the Sultanate period during Alauddin Khilji. And the initial source that Khilji's time, the first Khilji ruler is Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji. The time is 1292-1296, and he was conquered Ranthambore 1290, then Vilsa, Devgiri 1296, then Manwar 1292. He conquered all these province, that is called, and after Firoz Shah Jalaluddin Khilji, Alauddin Khilji is the successor, that is called 1296 to 1316 Alauddin Khilji period, and he was a successor of Sultan Jalaluddin Khilji, and he conquered southern peninsula. Then after west and central India, he conquered Gujarat in 1299 CE. Gujarat was the most important province and more wealthiest province during that time, and he conquered Gujarat in 1299. Then Ahilwara, his capital, the capital of Gujarat during that time is Ahilwara. Then Malwa, he conquered Malwa in 1305. Then Sevana, 1308 in Rajputana. Then northwest and north Indian province, that is called Gujarat 1297, and Ranthambore 1301. Then Chittor, just wrote down, and something North India, that is Gujarat in 1297, then Ranthambore 1301, then Chittor 1303, then Malwa 1305, then Sivana 1308, Jhalor 1305. Then he not conquered Nepal, Kashmir and Assam. Before, Alauddin sent Ulao Khan to march against Ranthambore, their best general, Ulao Khan, and he conquered Malwa, Chittor, Ranthambore, Sivana, Jalore. Then Deccan and southward expansion. In Deccan, he conquered Devagiri in 1296, then Telangana 1303, then Dwarasamudra 1310 CE, then again Devagiri 1311 CE, then Pandya Kingdom 1311 CE, and then Devagiri again repeatedly he conquered Devagiri 1312. Malik Kafur, the other generals of Alauddin Khilji, Malik Kafur, Ulao Khan, they have conquered for Alauddin Khilji, and Alauddin Deccan and Southern campaign were aimed at achieving two basic objectives: a formal recognition of the authority of Delhi Sultan over these regions, all regions each under the Delhi Sultanate and ruled by Alauddin Khilji, the emerging of maximum wealth at the minimum loss of life, and he conquered that area. They have large amount of wealth and the minimal loss of life. The army have some sort of maximum wealth and not annexing the conquered territories but accepting the acknowledgement of the Sultan's sovereignty speak of Alauddin political sagacity. Other king have not moderate, and he annexing the conquered territories only and accepting the acknowledgement of the sultans. Within a year, however, Malik Kafur, his generals, returned from Malabar. Developments in the Deccan called for a review of the policy of non-annexation. Ramdev, the ruler of Devagiri, died sometime in the latter half of 1312 CE and was succeeded by his son Bilama. Bilama refused to accept the sovereignty status of the Sultan of Delhi, Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin sent Malik Kafur to suppress the rebellion and instructions him to take temporary change of the province. Mubarak Khilji, the successor of Alauddin, wanted to march to Devagiri soon after his accession, but was advised by his nobles to take some more time to consider for his campaign. Then we have started expansion under the Tughlaqs. The Tughlaq, after Khilji, the Tughlaq dynasty start. There is a 5 ruling dynasty in Sultanate period. The Tughlaq dynasty, among them, came to power in Delhi when Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq ascended the throne in 1320. The Sultanate was suffering, the page number 44. Ascending the throne in 1320, the Sultanate was suffering from unsettled political conditions and demanded immediate attention of the new ruler. Then the expansion with the south is Devagiri and Telangana. And then 1321, Ulao Khan, later Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, early name is Ulao Khan, started for the south with a large army. He conquered the other states without much resistance on the way. He reached Warangal. After 2 sieges lasting for 5 months, the ruler Raya Rudradeva, the ruler of Warangal is Raya Rudradeva, finally decided to surrender. Then Warangal is conquered by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Then Ulao Khan also brought Malabar to submission. Then East India, during that time, the expedition in the eastern parts of India came a consequence of the wars in the south. Bhanudeva II, the ruler of Jajnagar in Orissa, Rajnagar in Orissa, and legitimation included not just patronage of important group people like the nobles of religious class in the Delhi Sultanate, the ulama, the theologians, architectural, other many importance. Then Bengal was another kingdom in the east which had always been a hotbed of sedition. Then 1323 to 24, a fratricidal war among the governors broke out in Lucknow after the death of Firoz Shah. The ruler of this independent principality, some nobles from Lucknow came to Ghiyasuddin for help, and after that, the departed Bahram Khan with host of other officers to march to Lucknow, then north, west and north. Since Alauddin's expedition to Multan, the northwestern frontier of the Sultanate had remained mostly occupied with the affairs of South and Gujarat. It was after Muhammad bin Tughlaq accepted to the throne that attention was paid to the northwest frontier. Then he was conquered Kalanur and Peshawar. Invasion of the Mongols under Tamasirin Khan in 1326 to 27. Then a little before Karachal expedition, Muhammad bin Tughlaq 4 experiment, four experiment, the transfer of capital from Delhi to Daulatabad or Devagiri. That in 1332, Sultan Muhammad Tughlaq planned the conquest of the Karachi region, identified the modern Kulu in Kangra district of Himachal Pradesh. It formed part of the plan of fortify north and northwest frontier. Then Jizya, an important place in Karachi region, Tibet. After that, the 3 soldiers returned to Delhi Sultanate, and the Karachi expedition was west of resources and erosion in the authority of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. A little before Karachi expedition, Muhammad Tughlaq had launched an ambitious project of bringing Khurasan under submission. A large army of soldiers numbering 370,000 was recruited for this purpose, and it was also blinded for Muhammad bin Tughlaq. All are failure. The nature of the states. The Sultan was the legitimation of influence of all these things, and ulemas, the theologians, architectural constructions are great value in the Sultanate period. Then page number 46, in the Delhi Sultanate, the nobility was an important part of the state. Nobles, the rich, wealthy persons of Delhi, well, the nobles called as nobility, and with a new ruler and often revolt against him. The Sultan and the nobles for power was a common phenomenon in the Delhi Sultanate. Then modern scholars have used Fakiri, Mudabris, Adabul Har was throughout the kings of maintenance of the subjects. Then other are Ibn Battuta Rehla, he mentioned the Sultan Alauddin Khilji's reporting Sufi Pir Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya set up his hospice in the capital city itself, and after that it was a public political institution whose primary function was to bind together its subject population into it. Then the third unit is provincial kingdoms. First is regional kingdoms pose severe threat to the already weakened Delhi Sultanate. In introduction, we have provincial kingdoms. Provincial kingdoms means province, a small province. That is called regional kingdoms. During the time of Delhi Sultanate, weakened the Delhi Sultanate. The kings were revolt against the king, against the Sultan, and our focus would also be on the emergence of a regional powers in northern and western India. We will discuss in this unit the territorial expansion of the regional kingdom of Kashmir, Rajputana, Sindh and Gujarat. During the 13th-15th centuries, there emerged 2 types of kingdoms. That is called those whose rise and development was independent of the Sultanate. They have independent policy, and the kingdom like Assam, Orissa, and Kashmir. And second is the Bengal, Malwa, Jaunpur, and Gujarat, who own their existence to the Sultanate. They have independent policy. Sindh and Rajputana also included after that. And in the present unit, the term North India is used denote the entire region north of the Vindhyan ranges. That is called Kashmir in the north, to coming down to northwest, the Rajputana, the Sindh, Multan, Gujarat, then mainland, Malwa and Jaunpur. Further in the east, Orissa, Bengal, Kamata, Ahom region of Assam. Then emergence of the regional powers from theories, where regional states could not become pan-Indian. It is not our course. That central and eastern India, that is called first is Malwa, page number 55. The define of the Malwa is the Governor Dilawar Khan Ghori is the governor in 1406. First is Malwa. The decline of the Sultanate paved the way for the emergence of the independent kingdom of Malwa. One of the independent kingdom during the Sultanate period is Malwa. That the governor name is Dilawar Khan Ghori. He was a Tughlaq governor of Malwa, assumed independence. He was free from Delhi Sultanate and he declared a war against King of Malwa. And he called as himself King of Malwa. He extended the boundaries of his kingdom by occupying Nimar, Sayar, Damo, and Chanderi. Dilawar Khan married his daughter to Ali Sher Khilji, the son of Malik Raja Faruqi of Khandesh, and took his Faruqi ruler's daughter of his son Alap Khan. This matrimonial alliance helped him a safeguarding his southeastern frontier by maintaining friendly relations with Muzaffar Shah of Gujarat. He successfully saved Malwa from attacks. Then, after Hoisan Shah's successor Muhammad Shah proved incompetent, and after that Malwa was captured by Rana Kumbha. And after Rana Kumbha death, he attacked Mewar in 1442. He destroyed the temple of Banmatha. Then Jaunpur, the second is Jaunpur. City of Jaunpur on the bank of river Gomati was founded. Page number 57. First is Malwa and second is Jaunpur. Jaunpur on the bank of river Gomati was founded by Firoz Shah Tughlaq during his second Bengal campaign 1359 to 1360 CE. The city became a strong power base and it soon evolved as a vital to Delhi of some time. Malik Sawar, a noble of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, named as Malik Sawar, took full advantage of the succession and among the sons of Firoz and rose to the high position of Wazir under Sultan Muhammad Shah 1390 to 94. Malik Sawar got the charge of the eastern district along with the title of Sultan-ul-Sarak, and he propounded a title Sultan-ul-Sarik. Then he extended his hold over Koel, that is called Aligarh, then Sambhal, that is called Raipuri in Manipur district. Then Malik Sawar, a mischievous, led to the furious armed clashes with Delhi, Bengal, Orissa, and Malwa. Then Ibrahim Shah Sirki, 1401 to 1440 CE, efficiently expanded the territories of the kingdom. He took Kannauj in 1406, which was under Sultan Mahmud Tughlaq. Then, during his successor region, Muhammad Sirki and Hussain Sirki clashed with the Delhi Sultans with frankly. They were better with war with the Sultan of Delhi. Then Bahlal Lodi annexed Jaunpur in 1483-84. Then Bengal. Third is Bengal, page number 58. Second paragraph, that is called Bengal, called as Gauda in ancient time. The geopolitical conditions of Bengal, especially the long distance from Delhi, made Constantinople controlled by the sultans of Delhi. The governor took full advantage of distance as the central power weekend of rulers got involved elsewhere. The nobles used to act almost de facto rulers in the region because it was a long distance from Delhi. The governors of Bengal got freedom and declared independence. To assert Delhi hold over Bengal, Balban appointed his son Bhugra Khan as governor. During the Balban time, appointed his son Bhugra Khan as governor 1281 CE. But after Balban's death, Bhugra Khan decided to stay in Bengal rather than consent the Delhi throne 1287. Then Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq marching towards Lakhoti. Bengal was ruled over by two powerful dynasties, Iyas Shahi, that is called 1342 to 1481 CE, and Hussain Shahi, that is called 1494 to 1538 CE, and Abbasinians, that is called 1487 to 1493, and absorbed the power. Later, Bengal fell prey to Sher Shah Suri and Humayun, 1536 to 1539. The war in 1540 and defeating Daud Khan Karani through complete peace could only be restored in 1599. The founder of the Ilyas Shahi dynasty was Ilyas Shah 1342 to 1357, who was originally a noble of Muhammad Tughlaq and served him at Delhi. Then, during the time of 1359, Firoz Tughlaq marched against Sikandar Shah 1357 to 1389. Then Ghiyasuddin Azam Shah 1389 to 90. Then in this time the famous Chinese traveler Mahwan, who provides interesting account of the Bengal Sultanate, accompanied the 1405 CE in Chinese mission. Then Assam, that is called the oldest name or the ancient name is Kamarupa, that is called Assam. Geographically, medieval Assam covers the entire Brahmaputra valley as far as river Karateo in the west, while Mismi Hills and Patkai Boom form the northeastern boundary. The boundary of the state of Burma ran parallel to its east. During the 13th, 15th centuries in Assam, a number of tribal politics, that is called Chutia, Tayahamas, Omas, Koch, Dimsa, Tiripuri, Manipuri, Khasis, and Jantias existed. That is the tribal groups. And in this group, that is called Kamata Kamarupa, is the other groups. The medieval Kamata kingdom included Brahmaputra Valley, excluding Rangpur, Bhutan, Koch, Bihar, Mymensingh, and the Garo Hills. Kamrup, modern North Guwahati, was the capital of the Kamata kingdom prior to Rai Sanjas region. Then, 1206 CE, Bakhtiar Khilji, one of the commanders of Muhammad Ghori, invaded Kamarupa. The Kamarupa kingdom always fell prey to Ahom imperialistic designs. The Burangi literature records the success of the Ahom kings Sukopa in 1228 to 1268 against Kamarta rulers Sindhurai 1260 to 1285 CE. Then the Ahomas, the other groups of Assam, trial of Southeast Asia in 1228. They were migrated from Southeast Asia and migrated from Maung, a principality of the Upper Burma and Yemen. Then we have discussed about Odisha. On the eve of the Turkish invasion, Odisha was under the control of the Eastern Gangas. The Tabakat-i Nasiri records the Bakhtiar Khilji had sent two brothers, Muhammad and Ahmad, to invade Jajnagar, called as modern Odisha, immediately before his death, 1205 CE. At the time, Rajaraja III, 1197 to 1211 CE, was the ruler of Jajnagar or modern Orissa. The next invasion took place under Gyasuddin. He was soon after Ananga Bhimadeva III accession, 1211 to 1238. Through the Tabakati Nasri, acknowledged the success of Iwad. The Chateswara inscription, however, mentioned the success of Ananga Bhimadeva III in the class or in the war. Then Narasimha Deva I, 1238 to 1264 CE, also had to face Ikhtiaruddin Uzbek, who got success in his first two attacks. Then from Banu Deva III, 1352 to 1378 region onward, the power of the Ganga kings started declining. After that, 1353, Shamsuddin Ilyas Shah of Bengal succeeded in penetrating as far as Chilika Lake and also away hog booty, including elephants and gold. Rulers of Delhi, Vijayanagar, Jaunpur, and also the Bahmani rulers occasionally plundered Orissa many times. Under such disorder and confusion, Kapilendra Dev, the minister of Bhanu Deva IV, 1414 and 1435, usurped the throne in 1435 and laid the foundation of the Gajapati rule in Orissa. By 1464-65, he extended his domain, reached the south Ekor district up to Devarkonda, and Nasiruddin of Bengal, 1442-59, assumed the title of Godeswara. He defeated Nasiruddin of Bengal and Bengal is called as Goda, so he has profound title known as Godeswara. In 1453, Raja Mohendri also became a part of Orissa. Then Hooghly to Kabri in the south, Vijayanagar ruler Saluva Narsingha, 1485 to 1491, expelled the Orias from the Kaveri basin. Then after the accession of Rustam Deva, 1467, the latter tried to rejoin the Tamil territory. Then he conquered Kondavidu, that is called Kandhanir, and Rajamandri to Bahmani ruler Muhammad Shah III, 1463 to 1482, and Udayagiri from Saluva Narsingha Deva. Then after Rustam Deva's son Pratapudra Deva, 1497-1540 CE, like his father, embarked upon the expansionist policy. During his reign, he had to face continuous clashes with the Vijayanagar ruler Krishnadev Rai and the Bengal ruler Hussain Shah. Pratapudra invaded the Vijayanagar territory, but on account of Bengal Sultan Hussain Shah invasion of Orissa in 1509, he had to retreat. And after that, Vijayanagar forced from the Gajapati king Pratapudra Deva, and by 1515 he succeeded in occupying Udayagiri, Kondavidu, and other forts. Then his daughter in marriage to Krishnadev Rai, Pratapudra Dev had a daughter, and in marriage to Krishnadev Rai, after Pratapudra's death 1540, his successor could hardly hold the empire intact, and the end of Suryavanshi Gajapati dynasty came too soon. Then Kashmir, as a provincial kingdom, Kashmir, valley is surrounded by Pir Panjal ranges in south and southwest, Kathiawar Valley in the southeast and the north, and northeast and northwest region, central and northwestern Himalayan ranges, Jhelum and its tributaries, and alluvial plains. But while the alluvial plains are fertile and extensively cultivated, and the mountain ranges called as Jojla, Baihal, Budil, Pir Panjal, and Tosmadan, then a weak Hindu kingdom of Jagadeva, 1198 to 1212, during his reign, Damaras, the turbulent feudal community, rebelled but were successfully suppressed. But its successor, Rajadeva, 1212 to 35, then Samagara Deva, 1235 to 52, and Ramadeva, 1252 to 56, could not assert their power. After Kashmir, northwest Rajputana, Then after Rajputana, the present northwest region of India comprise Rajasthan, and a part of Gujarat and Punjab is called Rajputana. From the geographical point, page number 66, last para. From the geographical point of view, this region consists of a vast Thar desert in which Bikaner, Jaisalmer and Barmer lie in this southwest region in the Kutch Plains. Then Nepal, Dungarpur, Banswara, Chittor and Ranthambore flourished at foothills at the Aravalli ranges. Before the rise of tribal monarchs of the Rajput, there were local tribes, namely Bilhas, Minas, Mees and Jats were living there. These tribes spread over different regions. Then Bilhas were dominant in Mewar, Dungarpur and Banswara states. Then Bhatis of Jaisalmer came from the vicinity of Satluj River in the Punjab, and the Sisodias from the Narmada in South India. The Kachwas moved from Central India, and the Rathos of Jodhpur and Bikaner had their links with Kannauj region. Then particle of putting tika on the forehead every succeeding chief by a local tribal, that is the Rajputana. Then in this Rajputana there are some tribes called as Guhilas and the Sisodias, then Gehlots or Baghdad, then Rathos of Marwar, then minor Rajput principalities, that is called Kachwaras, that is called Rajputana, that is Punjab, that is Mewar, Multan, Umarkot and Bikaner. After that Gujarat, about the emergence of the Chalukya state in Gujarat during 8th to 12th century. Chalukya have ruled. The Chalukya hold contributed over Gujarat, and Ulau Khan and Nusrat Khan was captured for Alauddin Khilji's generals, succeeding in overthrowing Raja Kamala Baghela, the Chalukya ruler, and thus led the foundation of the Sultanate rule in Gujarat. Then relation with Malwa, relation with Rajputana, and relation with Bahmani and Khandesh. Then Sindh was another independent state during that time, border of India. The history of the foundation of Muslim power in Sindh goes back to 712 when Muhammad bin Qasim attacked Sindh, and the Simre Sims, Debel and Makran coast, they also be part of Kutch under his control. It was written in Tariki Jahan Gusa, and Nizamul Mulk Johanadi, the Wazir of Iltutmish, occupied in 1228. After Sindh, that is called some characteristics of the regional states, that is called antipathy characteristics. Some characteristics, regional states and legitimization. There is some rules in the province, that is called characteristics of the regional states, that is called antipathy between the Hindu and Muslims, where the two other castes and the Muslims were dominant over Hindus of Malwa and Jaunpur, and other is nobles and landed aristocracy. During that time, they have rich and wealthy class, that is called nobles, and landed aristocracy means the Jamindar groups is the landed aristocracy group. The nobles played a very crucial role in the 13th-15th century regional politics. They hailed from heterogeneous elements, including the Hindus as well as the Muslims. That is the Khani-Azam, Khani-Muzram, Mahapatra, Adhipatra. That is the title of this. That is called Jamindars. And landed aristocracy means chiefs or rajas. That is that Jamindars, Gontias. And we have discussed about Mukti. Mukti means the province, a small part of the province, that is called Kosba, means as Kosba. North Indian kingdoms has successor states, then successor issue. All over India, they have the successor issue. The strong men ruled over the region, and the weaker have moderate. That's called legitimation. Then legitimation, the younger son could not be a king, and there is the eldest son is a king, that's called legitimation. And under this Islamic world, Khalifa was the head, the political head of the Muslims. The Delhi Sultans used to recite khutbah in Khalifa name and ascribe the name of their coins to get rid from this Khalifa, and it was the main issue of Sultanate period. Okay, you have put some questions. First of all, you say that you have a books or not? You have a book. You
No, sir.
yes. You have download from e-Gyan course. E-Gyan course. You have download BHIC-133. Okay. Have any questions? किसी क्वेश्चन पचारि पारो बुझुछ ना नहीं बहुत हार्ड अच्छी टिके देखिबा पय पड़िबो दिल्ली सल्तनत मुस्लिम पीरियड प्रथम चैप्टर थिला तुमरो जे केमिति इतिहास लेखा जाय एवं इतिहास काहे कि लेखा गला प्रथम तो हेरोडोटस लिखिथिले ग्रीस रे ताबाद मध्ययुगीय आमे पढुछे जेतु मध्ययुगीय पढुछे जाउद्दीन बोरानी एवं तुम आबुल फाजन को समय आसला हैला से आबुल फाजन को समय रे आईन अकबरी आउ अकबरनामा लिखा है बोरानी लिखिछंती सेमिति से थिले मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक टाइम रे तो सेटा गुटे गला सेकंड हैला जे दिल्ली सल्तनत पीरियड रो सेटा टिके देखिबा पय पड़िबो थर्ड हैला प्रोविंशियल स्टेट्स मतलब जो राज्य गुडा को दिल्ली सल्तनत शासक मान को मानु नथिले एवं से माने निजे निजे स्वाधीनता प्राप्ति करथिले से मान को विषय रे अछि एवं पूरा थोरोली पढिले जणा पड़िबो आ ई ज्ञान कोर्स रु तुमे डाउनलोड करी की पढि पारो मोबाइल रे ई ज्ञान कोर्स अछि ई ज्ञान कोर्स रु BHIC 133 कहि की डाउनलोड करी की पढि पारो सुमित इग्लाना किसी नहीं इग्लाना बही नहीं नटे कोई जो तो हमारा कोई भी कोई अवेलेबल करो से थी
You can download the books. You can download the books from e-Gyan course. I'm sending you the link right now. Okay, I have sent a link. Okay, I've sent a link in the chat box. You can see it. You can download. Okay, you can download the books from the link. You can search the books from the link. You can print it outside or you can download it as ebooks. Okay.